Drone?
Drone.
I tire of drones.
Their drone. Get that shit the fuck out of here, man.
Fuck.
I'm hit.
Oh,
you're
right.
You're right.
It was the third day of the Russian counteroffensive, and I was out the previous day and night with one of the other teams. We were set up kind of like a tank hunter squad for that particular day. And then when I got back, it was 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and then when I got back, Ryan came up to me and was like, "Hey, get some sleep while you can. You guys are getting ready to go out, and you're gonna occupy 2 trenches."
So we sent the guys out. We put, I think, 7 or 8 in the northern trench line. So our trench line, we had 1 here and then 1 here, and it came down like a cement road, and then it curved around back towards the Russian line for the road. The northern trench was dug, north and south, so you'd have a decent defensive position fighting off an assault from the east. The southern trench position was dug west to east, so it was not really very defendable from a position attacking from the eastern side. The only saving grace we had is there was a giant berm that we could put guys on the berm, and they could basically take out anyone crossing through this open field. In front of both the trenches, there was a 800-meter open field, 700-meter open field. So I mean, you'd have good line of sight to shoot whatever's coming at you, because basically it was going to be us going up against whatever the Russians throw. And it would have been company size, who knows, battalion size, we weren't even sure.
My name's Andor. I was with Chosen Company for pretty much almost the entire time, from the first mission to some of the last missions. The particular mission was the defense or immediate defense of positions Tiki and Stalker in the town of Pt.2, which was a real shithole place we were fighting over with the DPR and the Russian armed forces for, I think, almost the entire 8 or so months. Yeah, I just got back from a previous mission where it was pretty heavy actually, and we did lose a guy. So I only got about 20 or 40 minutes sleep, and then they woke me up for this for the brief for this gig. So we were tasked with reinforcing troops there. I think we had about 16 men, so 2 teams of 8 to deploy.
They got out to position fairly easily, not really a lot of contact. But shortly after sunrise, you're looking at like 0809 in the morning, I believe. The Russians started their assault.
Once daylight started breaking the horizon, that's when we started taking the indirect fire on our approach in. And the original squad that was supposed to occupy the southernmost trench, they took a casualty. And so they jumped into the second trench and they started treating the casualty there. And then we basically did a on-the-spot frago and changed it up. So now our squad was going to occupy the southernmost trench. So we got a call on the radio that an armored column was spotted leaving Donetsk and passing through Pisky, and to get ready. Shortly after, we got an update that the armored column that was spotted had diverted to a different direction and turned north towards Avdiivka. And so we were given the command that we could stand down and basically go back to standby readiness.
Our radio was sort of on and off, as normale.
comms are usually up and down. We got the call, it's 5 clicks out from memory, and then like a minute later it's like 500 meters away or something. It was like, what the fuck? So we sort of rush out to the burm, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was like out of a movie or something, just a row of BMPs driving across this empty field straight at us.
I don't know how much time had passed because I was kind of in and out of sleep, kind of keeping one eye open. And the next thing we know, oh fuck, there's enemy BTG 400 meters away. So I'm like, what the fuck? So we just like scrambled the guys. Guys are still like, like grab your fucking shit, run to the berm because they're going to be in front of us. They're going to be on top of us in like any moment. So yeah, I grabbed my gun. We got to the berm. We were kind of looking out. It was about, oh shit, I don't know if it was midday, something like that. But all the boys were facing, I think, facing more left because we were fucking panicking by now, of course. And then, yeah, I see someone spots a BTR or a BMP, I think, on the left. And by that time, unknown to us, but I'm certain now, looking back, that they had already dropped ramp, dropped troops on our left flank. So many of the guys were focusing, most of the riflemen with me were focusing on the left flank. So yeah, my squad leader was kind of organizing that. They were shooting, hurling grenades, pretty much infantry like was in our lines, in our perimeter.
Strangely, I thought it was kind of cool. It was like surreal, but like, yeah, it was weird. It didn't feel real to see them so close. Like, because I've talked to a lot of people before I came here, and the standard story is you barely see the Russians. And I was like, wow, they're right in front of us in an open field.
The BMPs and BTRs were going a lot faster than what we judged them to be to go through that open field. We figured they would go slower so they could avoid the mines, but they didn't. They just basically booked it. So by the time I had told the guys to engage, the BMPs were maybe 100 meters from our friendly forces there.
This all happened within like very short amount of time, seconds, minute even, like not even. I dropped my machine gun. The ground was soft, so I bedded it in. I guess like just smacked the barrel down into the dirt, so I had a stable firing platform. I had API ammunition in, which is essentially, it's like a 7.62 by 54 round with, it's got like tungsten or hardened steel and like a little incendiary follower behind it. So it'll penetrate a BTR easily, front, rear, wherever, doesn't matter. And a BMP, it will fuck up the front, but the sides, it will just absolutely mince through. So I lined up and it was like something out of like the old World War II movies you see. The BTR, BMP, whatever it was, they came right out of the sun. Like very fucking, the troops are shit, but the commanders, whoever was in command that day, like good fucking call because they came right out of the sun, right out of the low ground in front of us, maybe 70, 80 meters, 100 max, with like camouflage, like leaves and branches, I guess, like you see those German tanks in movies and shit. And they had like a few tank riders on, like infantry, and even saw a commander out of the hatch, like pointing and shit. So I just lined up on him. I had a suppressor on at the time, so it was quite good. And like an optical sight. So I just pretty much stitched that fucker like front, up the turret to the back. And knowing that those rounds would be going through and just mincing the guys inside. And so I pretty much lined up on three IFVs. I definitely shot the shit out of 3. So they pulled up. They obviously were getting minced. So they opened the doors or drop ramp, so to speak. And dismounts were getting out. So I just lined up on the back doors and just went to work on the guys coming out. And it's kind of like a blur. I didn't really think about it. It wasn't like no emotion at all. It's just like a lumberjack chopping down trees. I just saw green blurs lined up, tucked it in tight, and it was just direct fire, just laying into them and just watching them drop. I I think there was even some sergeant or some fuckwit in there kicking them out, because these guys did. I mean, they did not want to be there. I wouldn't want to be them. They were getting absolutely shredded. So, I just lined up on them coming out the back doors of BMPs and outside of BTRs and laid into them. I was just firing as many belts as I could. I had, I think, 60 round belts. I just previously cut down the length of my belt, so I was really kicking myself for that. I wish I had 100 or more. So I was reloading, firing, just stitching the fuck out of these IFVs. There was a bit of long grass, maybe yay high at the time. It would have been better if it was burnt for field to fire, but I wasn't sure if the guys were like dead. So I'd load a belt and then fire a second belt into like an oval area below where they fell, just to make sure that they were out of the fight for sure. And then move on to the next IFV. Essentially just priorities, just prioritize whatever the, I guess, nearest or most present threat is, because the worst thing is it was only myself and one other rifleman dealing with this frontal threat, because the men on most of the riflemen with me were focusing on the left flank, very close infantry fight. We had like a little mound or hill, which was great. So it shielded us from guys direct firing on them. And they're essentially having a hand grenade fight. They must have shot and hand thrown about 40 grenades maybe. And I was in the middle of this. I was handing my grenades to these guys so they could throw extra grenades. And every man carries about 8 grenades minimum. So
our PKM gunner, which was Andok, started unloading on the Russians. Basically, the Russians, what they do when they do these assaults, they'll just pull the vehicles up and then they'd stop real quick, everyone dismounts, and then they try to do like a wishbone to get back out. Our machine gunners basically were just mowing guys down in the field from like 100 meters away. Because when the Russians would try to get out of the back of their BMP, when they'd get out of the hatch, they would go around to the right side and it basically exposed them straight to our like field of fire for machine guns. So our machine gunners had quite a few kills that day. But what happens is if you don't kill all the infantry, they'll just group up and they wait for the next wave.
It was my turn on the radio when Ryan gave the call, and he was like, he said that there's a column coming, they're 500 meters out, and we had a Ukrainian javelin team with us inside of our trench. And I remember I ran back to one of the operators, told him, BMP, and then at this time I didn't know Ukrainian to be able to count, so I just told him, BMPs, 500 meters, get ready. And he grabbed the other operator and they grabbed their javelin and they started getting it set up. And then I was barely able to tell them that, and then Ryan said they're 300 meters out. And that's when me and Priest were running back and forth. I was essentially relaying from the radio, and then Priest was coordinating with the guys that were there, telling them where to go to get ready and stuff like that. And then just as I turned around to tell the javelin operators 300 meters, I just saw a ploof of smoke inside of our trench where the javelin team was. And at that moment, it was like, oh man, our javelin guys just got smoked. And from around the bend of the trench, one of the operators just comes running towards us, and he's holding his hands to his head, and he was the only one. And so it was like, well, we just lost an asset there, so much for having, javelin support.
So like at this point, we have like 4 or 5 guys injured out of that initial 14 or 16 guys. Including Ukrainians that were down there too. We had a Ukrainian javelin team. They unfortunately got hit directly with a mortar strike in the bunker, like in the trench position, and basically killed or severely wounded those guys. So we were working on those guys as well.
Yeah, did my job. I felt like an explosion near my back, or it just felt like a thud, like somebody punched me in the back. And I was kind of pissed off. I was like, oh fuck, I was like in the middle of working. So, there was drones, hitting all around us in mortars. So, and we were very lucky because we were completely exposed, like in the open behind a burm, kind of like like you see in like the Middle East and Syrian, like those type of wars with the Kurds and shit. So I thought, I kept shooting for a bit, and I thought, geez, this is like, I could smell like my own skin or fat like burning. So I was like, oh fuck, I think I'm gonna go paraplegic here. I don't know what that's like, but you know, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen very soon. So I just yelled out, take the gun, and went back about 30 meters to our previous like dugout or trench position. And there was Khan was there, and he was the DM guy and also like a CLS, I guess. So he was helping the Ukrainians with us at the time. Yeah, and I just kind of went to him and said, yeah, I got hit in the back. Can you just check it out?
Not long after the Russian assault started, Andok comes running down from the berm, and he jumps into the trench, and he's like, hey man, I'm hit. Lift up his shirt, and he's got this hole in his back, and it's just to the right of his spine. And I was like, oh damn, you know. And so I start patching him up, get a little gauze in there to plug it a little bit, and then get an Israeli, started wrapping him. And then when he was good to go, I was like, all right, man, you good? You can get back in the fight. He's like, all right, cool, thanks, man. And then just runs off, and then just continues on mowing down Russians, you know, like nothing even happened to him.
Yeah, I got strapped up. I went back out, and the pain was getting a lot worse. But I was completely, I was mobile to the best of my ability. It just felt like I got kicked in the back.
A group of them kind of made it up to the berm. I'm unsure how many, maybe like eight maybe. And me and the fucking bro Pebbles are there, and we had a shitload of grenades with us, so we could hear them, like they were right on the other side of the berm. We could hear them, sort of thing. So me and him just stand there, chucking grenades over this little berm, and we heard that we must have thrown like 10 grenades, and we heard them screaming and stuff. We just looked at each other, like, yeah, they're still alive. So we just threw like all the grenades we had. Pretty sure we had 12 each when we went in. And as we were doing that though, I saw out of my peripheral vision, we're on a road. The berm is on the side of the road. I saw like movement on my left. I was like, oh, that's Russians. And yeah, it wasn't far away. It was maybe 100 meters. Like, could make him out, had his white bands on and everything. So I just sort of poked over and, yeah, took a few shots at him, took him out. 2 more guys made it across. I'm pretty sure I hit another one. And to my rear was our team leader, Priest. Like, we can't really hear each other. We don't have comms with each other. So we start doing hand signals at each other, like 2 guys there moving. And he's like, yeah, sweet. He's got like a Gucci rifle with a nice scope and stuff. So he just posts up watching there, gives a thumbs up. I'm like, good. Go back to hitting grenades.
The BMPs that were able to escape, there's I think 2 out of that whole group got back to the rear. And you know, within 20 minutes, there was another group of fucking BMPs and BTRs coming down the same pathway. Unfortunately, this time, you know, we had taken guys that were injured. We had one guy that was killed on the northern side. His name is Gander. He was hit with a mortar while trying to engage the new BMPs coming down. Guys have been hit with mortar fire. Our main PCAM gunner went down, so we had another guy step up. That next group of BMPs came in, dropped all their guys off. So at this point, you know, we schwacked like 70 Russians out in the field once, and now, you know, it's round 2. But the problem is, you know, now you have them hiding behind the other blown up vehicles, and like there's more artillery fire coming in.
Right, I'm gonna go get Gander, put him in the trench.
Okay. I'll cover you.
The Ukrainians either gonna cover or help. I don't know how much he understood. Yep. Oh, that killed some Russians.
I think that
was just on the other side of the road. Watch out, back blast! Good.
Woo!
RPG. Давай еще! Еще давай!
Hey, there's a drone coming over top.
Drone?
Drop her drone.
Where?
Drop her drone. Drone. Drone.
4-6.
Swede! How you doing, Swayze? No, it's gone. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. All good?
Yeah.
Good.
Small arms.
What?
Small arms from the south.
South?
Yeah.
Alright. Maybe I'll see a target.
I can't from here, no. Good.
Go, go. Back blast area! Back blast!
Back blast.
Loaded.
Damn.
Yeah, what are you firing at? Cover me. I'll try to get the other body.
Hold
In
on.
there. Go. Is it ours?
It's hovering.
Hovering.
It's hovering.
Going. Down here. Is the drone out? What?
Oh.
Hours. Yeah. I can't pull him alone. I can't pull him alone. What's Norland doing? No idea.
I'll go with you.
Cover us, Tracy. Covering. Let me go first.
Okay. Yeah, jag him in. Let's go. Let's go. Go quick. Go. Go. Come on, snap. Stand up.
Come on, they're shooting us.
Come on, pull.
Go.
I need help.
Fuck you, man. Bro.
Bro, I need to get to my gun.
No. Sorry. Go. Granada. Drag out! I do. This is Swede, copy.
Are you with Priest and Constantine?
Negative. I'm with Portland.
Roger, Swayze. I need you to relay a message to Priest and Constantine.
Там видно. Як далеко видиш, там не видно. Вот так. О! Start now.
Hey, why are you firing that?
It says I can see from here.
Hey, he's firing another AT.
Firing another AT. What's he fucking hit? Dude, I tried to tell him. We don't have enough.
Wanna switch?
For what?
I'm gassed, man.
Okay.
I don't mean to be a bitch, but
Yeah, you're not, bro. Come over here. I'll fucking hop up there.
sorry, gay.
Make sure you're watching south.
Bro, it literally is. I don't know. We are at Suppositia
Stoker.
Stoker. We are at Stoker.
No, Stalker's up there.
No, bro, it's written Stoker like in the
Oh, is it? Bad info.
Bad info.
Hey, the Russians are occupying Tiki, correct?
I don't know. Fuck, I'm gassed.
Hey, we need somebody from over there.
I'll go get Norland.
Well, we need someone who is over there too.
Bro.
We get told there are, more Russian FPVs in the air. And at that moment, I could hear one screaming in. And just before it impacted the top of our trench, I remember me and the Ukrainian that I was treating, we just barely ducked our head down. And the FPV detonated. And that's when I felt like a sudden sting, like a jolting pain in my arm. I look down and I see my patch has a hole in it, and but I didn't see any blood, so I was like, well, I think I'm good. And then suddenly I just hear this loud scream, and it's behind me, so I turn around and I look, and there's another Ukrainian behind me. And he holds up his hands and he is just screaming. And you could see like 3 of his fingers are gone and he has a gash in his arm. And so I looked at Dave and was like, you got to treat him. And I go back out and to try to start fighting some more. But then that's when it was like just a wave of drones and a bunch of other stuff just started coming in.
The drones were just coming in thick and fast. Like, they must have had them stacked up every so often in the sky, because they were just boom, boom, boom. I remember looking at a new guy, and I think in the space of like 2 minutes, a FPV hit next to him. Smaller charge, but I mean, it was big enough. Hit him 3 times in the space of maybe even a few minutes. One came in, boom. Another one came in next to him, boom. No wounds. I was checking him. And I was watching this happen. And his eyes were starting to roll in the back of his head.
I was not standing, but crouching in the trench. Andok was maybe 5 meters away from me. And there was this, I don't know if it was a mortar or something, but something went off in the trench, in between us. And I flew across the trench, knocked myself out. And sort of came to with Andok looking at me dead in the eyes like, you're right, bro. Come on, bro. Back in the fight. I'm like, yeah, bro, good. That was fucked up, but yeah. But Andok's solid, eh? He's like, pulled me out of the blackness.
I'm no combat medic, but I'm just like literally talking to him. Don't lose it. Like, look at me. And his eyes kind of came to, and he was just scattered, but I just didn't want him to drop. In this situation, like if any of us get severely wounded, I knew like we were fucked. So, yeah, that was a really bad situation. I was helping the gunner, the guy who took over the gun at the time. He was previously an RPK, like a light machine gunner. So, yeah, he had some experience, and he was actually doing quite well. Like, I was shooting, and then I handed the gun over to him because my back was cooked. And feeding him ammunition, essentially, and he was gunning down ziggers on our left flank now. They'd like very much outflanked us. We killed a ton, though, so they were scattered and, I suppose, not organised, which was good. Like, once these guys get on the ground, like, and even if they're shit troops, as long as they get firepower on us, we're fucked. So we have to, like, suppress them, kill as many as we can. At this stage, we were getting very low on ammunition and had very few hand grenades. So it was getting very, like, I would say dire. We thought we were pretty much surrounded, and I think we got to our last mag per man, and there was still quite a few enemy infantry out there. They hit the deck because we fucked them up, like just absolutely mashed them, thankfully.
I could hear guys from outside that they needed more ammo. And so they just started chucking empty magazines inside the trench. And then the Ukrainians that weren't wounded they just started topping up magazines for the guys and they're handing back up there. And then calls started coming out, yo, we need grenades. And so we just started stripping grenades from the Ukrainians, handing them up. I took the grenades that I had on my kit, handed them up.
At this stage, the boys were very fucking worried, as you would be. We were down to our last mag or half mags. Some boys were out of frags. I had my last frag, and I remember looking at it and thinking, how the fuck am I gonna take us all out with this one grenade, like? So it was getting bad. At this stage, I thought, from experience in previous wars, I know this is the pylon stage where enemy infantry, if they do their job properly and are courageous enough, they'll start piling in our trench, and that's when it gets into close combat, actual close combat. So I just yelled at the dudes, have you got hand weapons? Anyone who got hand weapons? And they just looked at me with deer in a headlight, understandably, have you got an axe, shovel, anything? Because once these infantry get in here, we are fucked. And we need to smash their heads in. Luckily, that didn't happen. But yeah, the looks I got from guys were I don't know, what the fuck you're talking about. They're just what? Axes? What? Wait, what are we doing? We can't fight. I'm you can fucking fight if you've got anything. You have to survive. There's no surrender in this war. So yeah.
We had radioed in between each other to figure out when the best time to move would be. I left it up to our team leaders in the south to decide when they could safely or attempt to, retreat under fire, fight under fire on the way back, because they had to clear. If they just turned and ran west, they would have had to run through an open field, and they all would have died. So the only possible avenue that they could take was basically to run through the assaulting Russians and to get back to our northern side. At this point, you had friendly guys in the north, Russians, our trench line, and then more Russians. So they were basically getting surrounded.
We started leaving the trench and making our way to the next trench. And I don't know who it was, but I just hear someone start yelling, BMPs, get down. And I was like, no, it's friendly. Just keep running, keep going, don't stop moving, because we're out in the open, crossing an open field. And so the last thing I wanted to do was stay static where we were exposed. And shortly after that, I could just hear the boom, 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 boom. I was like, yeah, friendly BMP's getting it.
So yeah, we eventually got out of there. I don't know how we got out. We all should have died there, to be honest. And that would have been the end of Chosen. That would have been the end, essentially, effectually. All the combat experience guys are dead. So it's a miracle we got out of there.
Friendly's coming west side.
Friendly's coming west side! Druzy!
Are those Druzes? Which is west?
All guys coming into our trench, friendlies.
All right. Is all of them here? What's the situation?
Pardon?
Are they all here?
I don't know.
Show me this move.
Met up with the other team that was there and got the wounded Ukrainians in, and that's when we started talking with the guys that occupied that trench, and that's when we had found out that Gander had been killed. And then we also had Dodo, who was wounded again, and Trish, who was wounded on infill. And so we started to reconsolidate there, trying to get an idea what were our numbers, what was going on with the situation, how was it developing. And then word came out that we had 2 MIA. And so we started asking who's MIA. And we got told Priest and Stremski are MIA. And at that moment, it was just confusion because it was like, how? They were right behind us. Like, we waited for them.
Send it to Haji. We got 6 present, 2 MIA. 6 present, 2 MIA. MIA.
1 KIA, right?
Right now, just 6.
Gander.
No. From Khan's group. From Khan's group. Haji wanted to know about Khan's group. They are present here in our trench. Right now, I have eyes on 6 and 2 MIAs.
Priest not here?
Priest and someone else are missing right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Good?
I think I'm alright.
Alright, let me check you. Check.
I think I'm okay. I don't know. I don't feel anything.
I don't see any blood anymore. So we have 2 MIA, Epstein and Priest.
Priest.
If they ask over the radio, if someone asks, Priest was last man out of the trench. Zeus said he saw him 70 meters behind. That was the last time that he saw him. They're trying to figure it out right now, but if Haji asks, that's the last thing that I got from Zeus.
Okay.
Who was the last person I had eyes on.
About 10 or 15 minutes later, Priest links up with us. He gets into our trench, start asking, where's Stremski? And Priest is like, oh, he's right behind me. But he's on his way.
Stremski, one of the guys that was unfortunately killed that day. We believe he went back and later looking back, I never get the full story, I guess, because it's obviously, very, very rough. But I believe he went back and tried to hold off the enemy for us. But I'm just not too sure. I just have no idea what happened to him. So I'll probably leave that up to, who knows more about that. This was a new guy for his first time in combat. He was an absolute soldier. He was really, really fucking decent that day, from my perspective as a veteran of many shitty wars. He fought very fucking hard. Unfortunately, wasn't able to go on more missions with him, unfortunately, but I think he would have shaped up to be a very, very, very fucking good soldier.
Priest made it back in.
Did he?
Yeah, and
He crawled back.
Okay, so all the boys are
He's in the trench?
Yeah.
Epstein,
What about
Emily's
Epstein?
Still missing.
He's crawling over. Priest is confident he's coming in.
Alright, hey. I'm gonna be on the PK ammo here on the wall.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a minute and I'm gonna come out and hop in the same spot.
Alright, I'll
be holding south.
I'm going to wait until an order comes through to put some fire down until I can see my targets.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting maybe 50 rounds through this and it starts to run away on me.
Oh, really?
Like it won't stop firing. So it's getting fucking hot as fuck. I already pissed on it once, but if you need a piss, come find me. Take a piss on it. So I'll be down there. I'll be posted up.
Okay.
Yo! Anti-tank? I'm gonna go talk to Andoc real quick, see how much ammo, where he's at on ammo. Okay.
I heard he was wounded, so can you give me a sit rep on him?
Oh yeah, Gander's KIA.
Yeah. Damn. He was supposed to go on leave today.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's a jinxer, isn't it?
Yeah, they keep doing it, man. Everybody fucking Swede was supposed to leave at the end of the month. Gimli was supposed to leave in like 2 months.
Yeah.
And that's why I said if I leave, bro, I'm gonna pick the day I'm leaving, and I'm not going on another op.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'm leaving today.
I think we were there for about 30 minutes, and there's a call that Russian FPVs are in the air.
Drone.
And you could hear one of our guys, he says, "Fuck them drones." An FPV lands inside of our trench.
I tire of drones.
Their drone. Get that shit the fuck out of here, man.
Fuck.
I'm hit.
Oh,
you're
you're
right. You're right. You're right.
Hit.
You're right, brother. Where you hit? You back?
Arm tourniquet.
Arm tourniquet.
Tourniquet.
Which arm? Left. Left.
Hey, I need a tourniquet. I need a tourniquet quick.
Sorry. I'm trying.
Yeah. I'm missing my arm.
You want to put a tourniquet on it right now?
Yep. Get it on.
You're right, man.
I might need one right leg.
Sign.
That's one twist.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
Two twists.
Yep, I'm doing one myself.
3 twists.
You got scissors on you? Yeah, my jacket.
It was pretty obvious that like we were just getting chewed up. At this point, we were too many bodies in a single small trench, and the longer that we stayed there, we were just taking more and more casualties.
Get in,
Zach, get in the bunker.
Come here.
Alright. We gotta go.
Yeah. Finish this off and we'll move.
Yeah.
We're going back. We're trying to bound back.
We gotta bound back, man.
EW's fried, right?
EW's fried.
Okay. Your leg's good. I got your backpack right here.
The decision was made that we could no longer hold that position either. So we decided that the guys that were wounded but could walk would be the first group out, and we would work our way back to one of the more rear Ukrainian positions that was about maybe a kilometer away.
Unfortunately, there wasn't enough men to carry the wounded, and we had also one of my friends. I just found out, I never saw him, but his body was there too. So I immediately, just in a split second, thinking, all right, let's get the walking wounded out first. The Ukrainians go first, get them out. We'll get them, push them, whatever we need to do to get them out. Then our walking wounded, which I was one. Then the guys who can't walk, we'll get the guys who can fight and cover to carry them and get them out. Unfortunately, we couldn't get our dead out even at the time till much later, or the wounded who couldn't walk, non-ambulatory. So
we start exfilling, and we're still kind of sketched out because there's these Russians, like they could be right there, we don't know. So we're like, oh fuck, you know. And we got told to stop. I don't know why. So at this point we're kind of sketched out of FPV, so just start lying there like, oh fuck, you know, this isn't cool in the open. And so I think it was Andok came up by me, he's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Get off the ground, let's go. So, well, FPVs, like, no way.
he just dropped on the trail, and I said, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, there's drones. I'm like, they come from the air, they come from above. Why are you in the grass? Like, they're just gonna fucking kill you. I didn't really say all that, but I'm like, there's drones, idiot. Get the fuck up and move. And just grabbed him and kept him moving. And, you know, it's harsh at the time because, but, you know, those kind of things keep guys moving and keep guys alive. Yeah, so I kind of feel bad about that, but, you know, those guys are alive, so whatever.
Fuck, sorry. I can't walk on my right.
If you can get to the end of the trench, I can help you. If not, we'll get a litter. Yeah, at least try to get to the bunker. Hold on, hold on. Hold on.
I can't.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. I got you. Yep. We'll be right back, alright? You can walk, try to walk.
Ah, my knee's fucked. I can't put any weight.
Okay. You gotta get to the next close point. This is Hound, we have wounded, we're pushing, we're about to start bounding back.
Yeah.
Do you copy?
Everybody needs to go.
Yeah, everybody needs to go. I need help with the litter, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
But who else? We need more guys.
I can't walk.
I know, we have a litter, we're gonna get you in a litter.
Can you walk?
Hey,
Okay.
we need,
You can walk. Okay, so
we
you're gonna
need-
carry him in a little.
yes, we need 4 people, okay? You, me, and 2 other people.
Yeah. But Priest is over there. Get Priest.
I don't think he's over there.
Yeah.
There's nobody over there.
No. Nobody's over there.
Go over there, get 2 people.
Hey, Pebbles.
Good.
We're gonna carry it. Can we pull him up like this?
No,
It's gonna be too fast.
it's not too far. We could drag him or we could fucking, I don't know what kind of litter this is. It's a soft litter.
One more. Get one more guy. Get one more guy.
We need 2 more guys. We need 6 people on the litter.
Yeah. You gotta carry one more guy.
Get him up here.
Priest.
Hey,
Yeah, he got a lead over there.
hey, we need to get through. We have to get through.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on, man. I got you. I got you. We're almost there. You're gonna be in the litter, bro. You're good. Come on. I know.
Okay, hang on, I gotta clip this.
Please.
Fast. Okay. Roll over.
Roll. You're good.
Dude.
You're almost there.
My knee.
I know. You're almost there. Come on.
Drop your kit, dude.
Yeah, pull it. Quick release. Quick release.
Someone here.
Hey, on my helmet. This. Pull your arm through.
Cut the straps.
Pull your arm through. You're almost there.
I cannot.
Your face. Okay. Haji, this is Norland. Do copy over.
I can't straighten my leg.
I got it.
Broken.
Can't have you swinging around everywhere there, okay? What did you say? Haji,
Where's the other ones?
copy over.
Strap. Give me a strap.
Okay.
Let's go. What does it mean? One, two. All right, push.
Over there. Push left.
Drag him.
There's not enough line.
I don't know.
Who's shooting?
I don't know. We gotta get in the trees.
We gotta keep pushing to the tree line, yeah.
Oh yeah, we gotta push.
Guys, scoot down so the weight's not all in the front.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you can.
One, both grab that handle?
Yeah. Priest in front. Okay.
How you doing, Swede?
You wait. He's good.
How many are with you?
Haji, this is Norland. I'm last man. GIA left behind. You copy? Come on, pick it up, man. Okay. Gotta go, man. All right. Okay, let's go. How you do it? Okay, out. Come on. Come on. All right, take over. Come on. Start it.
Swayze, talk to me.
Yeah, I'm
Straighten your arm out. Straighten your arm out. How do you do it?
I can't do my arm.
Are we considering this trail here?
Yeah, we stay on this side of the wood line as long as we can.
Okay.
It'll be easier when we get to the road.
All right.
Okay, good.
Haji, Serge, Khan, anyone on the radio? This is Norland. You copy over.
So we got back to the Ukrainian position, and the Ukrainian medic started helping us patch all of our wounded guys, rechecking previous bandages. And then from there, you could see the extent of the injuries that Victor had sustained. He ended up having like 17 open wounds, I want to say, from shrapnel.
One of my guys, machine gunners, Victor, he was, I don't know if he was going into shock, but he was in that much pain, he was starting to shake. So yeah, I was trying, the medics were working on him first, the most injured guys first, and I was in shit state, just sweet, I'm out. And then thinking, hey, we've got all these guys behind us still trying to get out. And I remember trying to get up to go out. And couldn't really, I think the adrenaline drop started to kick in. Yeah.
Shortly after we got done with Victor, I started making my rounds to the other guys, just kind of doing secondary checks, like, hey, what's your wound? You good? Yeah. And then we got told that medevac was going to be there momentarily, so we started getting guys ready to go. And then we got told that the Humvee was here. So
the guys in the north are, fighting there still. When we got the call to pull out, we were going to swap with Ukrainians because we had taken too many injured. At this point, we started moving guys further from the front to the rear position, but the problem was the Russians had attacked across the whole front line. So getting severely injured guys out during active combat doesn't work well. So it was basically leapfrogging from position to position. So myself and 3 other guys got in a Humvee. We drove up to the evac point, and at that point, I made a decision. I had told the guys to get out real quick, just so we could reassess some gear. When the other 3 guys with me hopped out of the vehicle, I just told the driver to gun it and went into the front line by myself to help move guys.
Victor could still somewhat walk, but he needed help, and so I was helping him get up the stairs and then to the Humvee, and I put him in the back of the Humvee, and some kit and weapons were still in the position, so I went to go grab them real quick. But I got halfway to the position, and then I hear the Humvee start taking off. So I just went back into the position and was like, well, here I am. And so I was like, well, I guess I better, let them know on the radio. But then that's when I realized that one of the guys that jumped on the Humvee took my radio. And so I was there and had no idea what was going on and had no radio. And so I just sat there, and then maybe a couple hours later, just out of nowhere, Ryan walks down, and it's like, yo, what's up? And he's like, hey.
I got up to Toronto, ran down in the bunker. I found one of my guys down there, Con. He had been hit by a mortar. His weapon was all messed up, and he just had a severe brain injury, contusion. So I slapped him around. He's like, hey, where's the reinforcements? I was basically like, I'm it. This is all we got, man. Drink some water, get your head on, because we got to go back out. While he's in the bunker, just trying to get some water in him and get his headache cleared away or get the fuzziness gone from his head. I cleaned up his weapon. His rifle was pretty messed up at that point. Got it cleaned out, lubed it up again for him, got it so we could rack rounds. And at that point, I got told we're going to wait for, right before nightfall to go back out. So, and at this point, this operation now is going on for like 36 hours. So the trench defense started in the morning, and that night at midnight, they were still out there. The next morning, I went out. We hunkered down till that next afternoon. So we've had guys out in the field now, 30, 36 hours injured. During that time, we had tried to plan how we're going to get guys moved, because there's, a lot of guys injured up there. We had some guys still on the front injured. It was just an absolute shit show, to be honest. Shortly before we kicked that off, I had taken like an hour nap because I'd been up for like the previous 2 operations. So before this trench defense, we had guys out in the field. So I was out in the field with that one. And then, you know, 3 days later, I'm still up. So I told Con I was going to take a, 20, 30-minute nap. And then we'll, wake me up when 1800 hits. That was our step off time. What ended up happening though is I got woke up like 10 minutes later. He was like, Ryan. I was like, what do you want? Let me sleep. He's like, the Ukrainians are yelling. And I was like, whatever. So I woke up, listened to what the Ukrainians were saying. Basically, the Ukrainians, the Russians had taken the far north side of the area north of our current position and were pushing south towards us. So I basically was like, fuck it, grabbed my rifle, went with one of the Ukrainian RPG gunners, told Khan to just chill in the basement because at that point, like, he wasn't going to be useful fighting, he was concussed. So I just ran out there with the Ukrainian. The Ukrainian was lobbing RPGs, and these Russians are basically coming down. So in Pervomaisk, you have like 3 lakes, and then there's like a berm that runs across each lake. It's like a mini dam. They can lift it up to let the water out or back, you know what I mean? So basically, what the Russians were doing was trying to assault across this long berm to get to our position. So, we ran out there. The RPG gunner lets loose an RPG, hits like 5 dudes with it, and, scatters the rest. Now they're like in the field area that's all swampy. Some are on the berm. And we have a PKM gunner that was built out like a little sandbag bunker. He's shooting from there. And basically, I'm like right next to him shooting out the door. And this goes on for maybe like, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. They just keep assaulting, sending like 10 guys at a time. Eventually, they either ran out of manpower or just decided to fuck off for the day. So I ran back down in the bunker, threw all my empty megs down there, threw my weapon down. And like this time, we missed our step off time because we were dealing with the Russians. So I looked at Khan, I was like, Khan, you ready to roll? He was like, yeah. Should I bring my rifle? I was like, no, strip your kit. We're going in nothing. Just get in, get out quick.
Once it got dark, me and Ryan got up from the position. We started making our way towards the other position that we were told the other group of guys were at. And I look at him like, hey, we should find a wheelbarrow or a cart or something because like these guys can't walk. At that point, the injured that were stuck at this forward position, they couldn't walk. They had injuries to their legs, sucking chest wounds. I mean, you name it, they were just all fucked up. So we basically ran around house to house, and luckily we found a wheelbarrow. Grabbed the wheelbarrow and just started, making our way toward the next position, which was like 300 meters down the road. And we link up with those guys, and we could see that there was a few of them there that weren't wounded, and then they had 2 casualties that had to be carried out by stretcher. And so from there we started getting the first guy out. We moved him out to the road to where the wheelbarrow was, plopped him on the wheelbarrow, made our way back, myself and Ryan. And then we offloaded him at the position, and then took the wheelbarrow, went back for the other guy.
So we get up to the position hotel. We run inside real quick. It then proceeds to get smashed with artillery and mortars and everything else. So at that point, it was basically like, pick which one's the most injured. We'll get them the fuck out of here quick. And one of them, his name's Rio. He had basically gotten hit by like two FPVs and a mortar. His legs were all shredded. I had shrapnel in his back. So we're trying to pick him up and move him through this house that's, the walls are collapsed in on now. We get him to the end, and it's like we can't get him around this turn because he's on a litter. So he's probably gonna hate me for this, but so I made the choice. It was basically pick him up and drop him over the wall, and then pick him up on the other side. So it was basically, hey Rio, this is gonna hurt, and he's like, what's gonna hurt? And then we just threw him over the wall quick. I don't think he's very happy about it still, but it works. We got him out of there. And then at this point, we still had another guy that was out there missing. We didn't know it at the time, but the Ukrainians already moved this last casualty to another point. But at the time, it was like, hey, there's a body that's at hotel, go find it. So we go back out there, and at this point it's pitch black out. My nods are fucked. Nobody else has nods. So like we're basically feeling around in the dark.
And so me and Ryan were out there looking all over the side of the road and couldn't find anything, but we kept getting told like, no, there is someone out there. And I'll never forget it. Ryan just turns on a white light and just starts scanning the side of the road. And then at one moment he looks back to me and he's like, we should probably increase our spacing just in case. And I was like, oh man, like, all right, buddy.
I made the choice to tell Con to go inside the fortified, like the bunker inside this building. And then I took basically a white flashlight and ran around this front position. Once I didn't find the body, I went back into position hotel, said, hey Con, let's grab the last guy, let's wrap this up and get him moving. So we grabbed the last guy, said sorry to the Ukrainians because we just white lighted their whole base basically. Got that guy to the rear. And then once we got to Toronto again is when we were told, hey, that soldier, the missing soldier is with the Ukrainians, we have him, he's good. So it was a little bit annoying at the time because we just literally spent time running around a frontline battlefield position under fire looking for a body that wasn't there, but knowing he was alive is good. So we get all these guys patched up, and basically from there was just get a Humvee in, and then, you know, they'd drive the Humvee in, and we'd have to have the guys waiting outside because once that Humvee goes down that road, there's only one main road into Pervomaysk, it's basically artillery fire the whole way in. So when that Humvee stops, he whips it around real quick, turns it around facing the other way, and then, you know, you got maybe 2 or 3 minutes before artillery's coming in. So, you know, you just got to grab them, throw them up there real hard, and then, you know, if everyone can't fit on the Humvee, you just, you know, hold on and try to get on somewhere you ain't gonna fall off. So we got all the injured out. It's myself, Con, and I think one other guy. I don't remember who it was. We were the last ones out. The Humvee came in one last time. And we had just gotten hit at the position. They just literally hit us direct with an artillery. And I was like, fuck, it's coming again, guys. Like, when this Humvee gets here, we need to move. And no sooner did I say that and the Humvee pulled up, did we start getting hit direct with artillery. No idea how we made it out of there, but we managed to make it. Those positions that we took to defend, the Ukrainians, like I said, ended up wiping one of them off the map. The other one the Ukrainians were able to hold after we pushed back the initial Russian assault. I think the Russian killed just on the defensive side, not near Toronto, but just on our 2 other trench lines was like around 80 something. And then, you know, there was 30 or 40 that were strewn out over near Toronto in the field and on that berm.
I was literally probably shot dead 30 plus men. I try to undervalue it, but honestly, it's probably much more because we know, looking back, that 58 infantry were killed by ground fire and then another probably 50 odd were killed by drone assets, IDF, etc. So yeah, we did kill a bunch of dudes that day.
It wasn't exactly the best operation we had. We were QRF. It was just get out there, plug holes to prevent the line from collapsing. You know, all hands on deck. You know, and we did lose 2 guys that day. We lost Gander, Stremsky. And then literally 2 days before that, we had lost one of our other guys, Swede, on another defense. So the trench defense stuff towards the end of the year during the Avdiivka offensive were pretty brutal, honestly. But it is, you know, it's part of war. I think we did our part and helped slowing the advancing Russian units into Pervomaysk. You know, Pervomaysk actually fell later than Avdiivka did. I think it lasted like another 2 months or another month and a half before we lost Pervomaysk. You know, so hopefully we'll get it back in the future, but we'll see how the war plays out.